All right, folks, as you'll have picked up, we've had to do a little bit of upheaval with our Kerboodle users, so much so that you guys have had your accounts reset. My apologies for that. Probably wasn't what was meant to happen. The reason for that is because we had a lot of users on our system, over 1,000, and it was starting to get very, very clunky. So we've had to reset. So this means that all of the existing student accounts have been wiped. There's no reason to keep that data. We've got a lot of it written down anyway, but it's really not useful to do so. So what we're going to look at just now is taking the user profiles, etc., and creating some classes. Before we do that, really might want to put Oxford International Science as one of your favorites, okay, just so it's up here. I've just logged in. I'm going to click on to here. And really the bit that we're interested today is in user management. If you go into user management, okay, your top line here should be all users. And then you've got a few other bits that we can look at. I think something to point out here is if you ever want to add a student, that is something that I have to do. Currently, I'm the person who's responsible for doing that. Okay, the information that we put on about these guys is very, very simple. We have their first name, we have their surname. Their emails are not put in by default, however, they can add them later. You've got your username just now and their admission number. If you're ever going to add a student, what I'll need you to email me are those three things: their first name, their middle name, their surname, and their admission number. You can find this on their profile on iSAMS. Again, if I have a second, I can find that for you. These usernames will get generated ourselves. One thing that you guys can do, okay, you cannot add users, however, what you can do is reset their password. The password on Kerboodle is by default equal to the username initially. So the first time they log on, their password and their username are the same. So in this, for Cruz, it's C Adams, and then Cruz would get a chance to change it. If, however, Cruz has forgotten what their password is, then you can press the reset password button, and what that will do is when you press OK and you press Save Changes, the password would be reverted back to C Adams. Okay, so there's a little bit in there about just how to reset a password. This happens a lot with our year 7s, less so with our 8s and 9s, because they've learned to do some stuff like that, to do like saving their passwords and things. Now, the bit that we're going to do just now is look at teaching groups. Okay, before you do anything with Kerboodle or take any data, we really need to have the teaching groups set up. You can click on teaching groups. If you click on the year group that you're interested in, so 7, 8, or 9, I'll just do year 7 as an example here. I can go create manual group. Okay, and I'm going to call that 7A. Now, if I was 7A's main teacher, what I'd be doing is I'd be looking at my class list, and you can obviously search for students in here as well. But let's just say that these were the students I was interested in. I can select the guys who are in 7A, and then they get transported over. Or if I make a mistake, for example, I've found that Jihoon's not actually in the group, I can put Jihoon back. And so you can go between those guys. And all you have to do, I'm not going to do it just now so that we don't create the group. You then save it, and they are then in the correct class. So my advice at this stage is before you do any kind of data taking with Kerboodle, you can, all students have the account set up. However, none of them are allocated to a class at this stage. So I would be expecting by the end of this week, all the classes to be made there. So all you have to do is put in the teaching group name and then make sure that you move the students across using your class list. Okay, if you come back out, okay, you come to here. There's one thing I've not tried, which is the self-sign-up group. I've never used this before. If anybody wants to try that, you can. However, this is the most simple, the manual group as well. If you come into any trouble, you need to delete something, let me know. I think I'm the only person that can delete at this stage. So I'm going to come out here. I don't think there's anything else for me to show you at this stage. So please get on and add your classes here. Okay, and then if you've got any questions, please let me know. Thank you.